Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jimmy Butler and Lionel Messi appear in epic Bad Boys trailer. The fourth installment of the Bad Boys franchise, Ride or Die, is set to hit theaters worldwide on June 7, 2024. A promotional video for the film came out recently and it surprisingly featured Jimmy Butler and Lionel Messi. In the clip, Butler was willing to give up his NBA career to be a bad boy. Mike Lowry, Will Smith, and Marcus Burnett, Martin Lawrence, checked whether he had what it took to be one, and Butler hilariously failed to prove himself. He returned to the Miami Heat to continue his career as a result. Lowry and Burnett could then be seen mocking Butler for believing he could be one of them when the doorbell rang once again. This time, Messi, of all people, was at the door. The Inter-Miami star also wanted to be a bad boy but was hilariously rejected right away. I must say, that was quite an epic promotional clip. For them to rope in both Butler and Messi for this was quite something. The Argentine also spoke in English for once, which left social media in a frenzy. What was also brilliant about that video was that part about Butler wanting to leave the Heat, as just a few weeks ago, it was thought that the 34-year-old might actually part ways with the franchise. It has now come out, though, that NBA executives think Butler will remain with the Heat. A far murkier dynamic is that of Jimmy Butler, who's extension eligible in Miami. The Sixers, of course, have been in the Butler business before. He and Embiid maintained a close relationship, and Butler may have been the all-star whom Morey most often attempted to acquire in Houston, sources said. At this juncture, however, league executives are of the mind Butler will most likely remain with the Heat. What led to talk of him potentially leaving was Pat Riley criticizing Butler for mocking the Celtics and the Knicks. It was seen as a sign that all was not well behind the scenes. Riley made it clear, though, that Butler would not be traded but added they are not looking to give him an extension at this moment either. It had been reported that Butler, who averaged 20.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 5.0 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.3 blocks per game in 2023-24, is seeking a 2-year, $113 million max extension with the Heat this summer. The six-time All-Star can potentially hit free agency next year by declining his $52.4 million player option for 2025-26, but the Heat don't seem to feel the need to tie him down right now. Butler's situation seems one to keep an eye on, even with executives believing he will remain with the team. As for Messi, there doesn't seem to be much doubt about his future with Inter-Miami. Erik Spoelstra's ex-wife opens up on being rejected by older man who wanted 25-year-old models instead. The ex-wife of Miami Heat coach Erik Spoelstra, Nikki Sapp, is out there looking for love again and has taken to social media to recount an unfortunate encounter with someone who was searching for something other than a 37-year-old mother of 3. "I'm interested in finding love in my life and whatever," Sapp said. "So, I remember I met this one gentleman, a little bit older than me. I remember he said to me, 'Oh, Nikki, it's wild. You're so beautiful. You're so smart.' But I really wasn't supposed to be dating a middle-aged mom of 3. I was supposed to be dating the 25-year-old models in Miami. And I remember thinking, I'm not insecure about my age. I'm not insecure that I'm a middle-aged mom of 3. I like how old I am. I like my mind. I love having my children. I remember thinking like, oh, are you trying to make me feel insecure that I'm 37 years old and I have 3 children? You know where the 25-year-old models are. Go over there, cool. I've personally come to a place where I don't let that type of stuff affect me, and I can see it for what it is. But I remember thinking a version of me a long time ago might not have felt that way. Back in November 2023, Spoelstra and Sapp announced that they finalized their divorce after 7 years of marriage. Later on in the season, it was announced that the head coach had landed an 8-year contract extension with the Heat worth $120 million. The timing of the two events led some on social media to point out that Sapp may have fumbled the bag by getting divorced before such a lucrative payday. That led the former Heat dancer to respond on social media, one of her several posts in the aftermath of the couple's split. Some of the posts were of a very personal nature. She has revealed that she is sober after hitting rock bottom with an alcohol addiction in 2020, that her mother passed away in 2022, and that shortly after her mom's passing, one of her 3 children was diagnosed with cancer. He has since said his cancer is in remission. More recently, she posted about a trip she made to Chicago, mentioning that her first visit to the city was cut short when LeBron James announced he would be leaving the Heat, eventually rejoining the Cleveland Cavaliers. Spoelstra and Sapp were married in the summer of 2016. She was a dancer for the Heat from 2005 to 2008, when he was an assistant coach for the team. Now 53 years old, Spoelstra just completed his 16th season as Miami's head coach. He has led the Heat to 2 NBA championships and 6 trips to the NBA Finals, including in 2023. He is the winningest coach in Heat history with a 750-527 record, which is a winning percentage of .587. Heat get good news in regards to potential pursuit of Donovan Mitchell. The Cleveland Cavaliers are prepared to trade Donovan Mitchell if he does not agree to a contract extension this summer, according to recent reports by a pair of insiders. Cleveland.com's Terry Pluto and longtime NBA insider Mark Stein reported that the Cavaliers will trade Mitchell before next season if he declines an extension worth up to 4 years, $208 million. They have zero intention of opening the 2024-25 season with Mitchell heading into his free agent year, wrote Stein. From Pluto, I've been told the Cavs either would sign him to an extension this summer, or trade him. They have zero intention of opening the 2024-25 season with Mitchell heading into his free agent year. But the Cavaliers remain confident they can re-sign Mitchell when they are allowed to begin contract negotiations after the finals. Cavs GM Koby Altman told reporters at a Friday news conference that they are optimistic they will get a long-term commitment from Mitchell. According to Stein, Cleveland's decision to fire former coach J.B. Bickerstaff was motivated that it would improve their chances of retaining Mitchell. While this isn't necessarily huge news indicating whether Mitchell will be playing for the Cavaliers or another team next season, it does seem to eliminate the scenario in which the Cavs would refuse to trade him and opt to let him play out his contract. We should know soon after the finals, when both sides can begin negotiations on an extension, if Mitchell will be available and if the Miami Heat have a chance to land the 5-time All-Star. The Heat, along with the Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Lakers, are among the teams expected to pursue Mitchell if the Cavaliers make him available. The Heat have young players like Tyler Herro, Jamie Jaquez Jr. and Nikola Jovic and up to 3 first-round picks available to trade. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Donovan Mitchell? Leave your opinion in the comments.